Ophelia, the most beautiful death in the history of painting. Imagine Victorian England in the middle of the 19th century, a world of strict social rules, corsets, religion, and emotional restraint. And suddenly, a painting appears showing a young woman slowly drowning among flowers, yet the image is so beautiful that viewers cannot look away. People were shocked. Some called it genius, others called it disturbing. Some even accused the artist of romanticizing death. And yet, almost 200 years later, Ophelia remains one of the most recognizable paintings in the world. It has been referenced in fashion photography, films, music videos, Vogue editorials, Pinterest aesthetics, Tumblr culture, and dark academia imagery. Why? Because this is more than just a painting. It became an image embedded in modern visual culture. Who was Ophelia? To understand the painting, we first need to understand the character. Ophelia is a heroine from Hamlet by William Shakespeare. She is Hamlet's love interest, but throughout the play, her entire world collapses. Her father dies. Hamlet becomes cruel and emotionally unstable. She loses her sense of safety, and eventually her mind begins to break. Then comes one of the most famous death scenes in literature. But here's the important part. Shakespeare never directly shows Ophelia drowning. Instead, the scene is described poetically by Queen Gertrude. Ophelia falls into a river beneath a willow tree. Her clothes spread across the water and keep her afloat for a moment. She sings as if unaware of danger. And then, slowly, the heavy fabric pulls her under. That exact moment, the fragile space between life and death, is what Millais chose to paint. Not horror, not violence, but disappearance. Why was the painting so revolutionary? Because no one painted like this at the time. Most Victorian paintings were highly polished and idealized. Smooth surfaces, artificial compositions, decorative landscapes, and symbolic backgrounds. But Millais did something radical. He went outside and painted a real river from life. Millais was part of the Pre-Raphaelite Brotherhood. This was a group of young artists who believed academic painting had become cold and artificial. They wanted to return to the sincerity and detail of art created before Raphael, hence the name. Pre-Raphaelites, they loved medieval themes, literature, symbolism, intense colors, emotional realism, and nature painted with scientific precision. Ophelia became one of the defining masterpieces of this movement. Here's an incredible fact. Millais spent months painting only the background, no figure, no Ophelia, just the river and surrounding plants. He worked near the River Hawksmill in Surrey, England, sometimes for 10 or 11 hours a day outdoors. He studied reflections in water, river currents, leaves, wildflowers, light, and every tiny botanical detail. The result is astonishing realism. Even today, the painting feels alive. One of the most fascinating things about the painting is that nearly every flower has symbolic meaning. Victorian society had an entire language of flowers. People communicated emotions through plants and bouquets. Millais filled the painting with hidden messages. Poppies symbolized death and eternal sleep, a direct reference to mortality. Violets symbolize faithfulness and early death. In Shakespeare's play, Ophelia mentions violets after her father dies. Daisies represent innocence. The willow tree symbolizes abandoned love and sorrow. In Hamlet, Ophelia falls from a willow tree into the river. Forget-me-nots symbolize remembrance. Do not forget me. One of the saddest details in the entire painting, Millas's radical realism and symbolic language changed the course of art history forever. The most disturbing part of the painting, Ophelia is not dead yet. That is what makes the painting so emotionally unsettling. Look closely. Her mouth is slightly open. Her hands are relaxed. Her eyes are not lifeless. She seems to be singing. Millais captured the exact moment Shakespeare described. when she is still floating, moments before disappearing beneath the water. The model behind Ophelia, the model was Elizabeth Siddal, and her own life became almost as tragic as Ophelia's story. Siddal was a painter, a poet, and a famous muse of the pre-Raphaelites. Ophelia made her iconic to paint the floating figure. Millais had Siddal lie in a bathtub filled with water. Oil lamps underneath the tub were meant to keep it warm, but one day the lamps went out. Millais became so absorbed in painting that he did not notice. Siddal remained in freezing water for hours and became seriously ill. Her father reportedly demanded compensation from the artist for medical expenses later. Siddal married Dante Gabriel Rossetti. Their relationship was deeply dramatic, emotional. Instability, illness, jealousy, and addiction. In 1862, Siddal died from a laudanum overdose at the age of 32, and what happened next sounds almost gothic. Rossetti buried a manuscript of his poems with her. Years later, he regretted it. Her grave was secretly opened at night so the poems could be retrieved. It remains one of the strangest stories in art history. Why did Ophelia become an icon? Because it combined several powerful themes at once: beauty and death. Human beings have always been fascinated by the combination of beauty and tragedy. The painting is peaceful, romantic, terrifying, and mesmerizing at the same time. During the Victorian era, Ophelia became a symbol of emotional fragility, sensitivity, madness, and tragic beauty. Nature in this painting is not decorative, it consumes the human figure. Ophelia literally dissolves into the landscape. This idea later influenced symbolism and even surrealism, a fascinating detail. If you removed Ophelia entirely, the landscape alone would still be considered a masterpiece. That was unusual for Victorian painting. Normally, backgrounds were secondary, but in Ophelia, nature is just as important as the human figure. How did Victorians react? The reactions were mixed. Some critics complained too much botany to detailed, morbid subject matter. Others were amazed. Over time, the painting became legendary. Today, it is housed in Tate Britain and is considered one of the museum's greatest treasures. Why does the painting feel so modern? This is the surprising part. Ophelia feels strangely cinematic and contemporary. The composition resembles modern fashion photography, dramatic framing, emotional atmosphere, cinematic lighting, natural movement, aestheticized melancholy. That is why modern culture constantly references it. Artists like Lana Del Rey, fashion photographers, filmmakers, and music video directors continue drawing inspiration from it.